A very good afternoon to you. Well, there's a little over 15 hours remaining before the Comrades Marathon gets underway, and this year's race has been downscaled in terms of numbers due to the COVID-19 pandemic stipulations. This has not dampened the spirits of organizers and athletes alike, with all entries fully booked. Now, to chat a bit more about this, our reporter Khotso Sello is on the ground at the Durban International Convention Center. Good afternoon, Khotso. What are the activities happening over there? Surely numbers are coming in, and looking forward to the race tomorrow morning.
Certainly, to me, we are counting down the clock towards the world's most grueling road race. And there's been a lot of activity here at the Durban International Convention Center, the expo, and people being able to learn about the history of the Comrades Marathon. And while doing our rounds, I happened to bump into our very own Kwena Mwabelo, who will be participating in tomorrow's race. Kwena, are you good and ready for tomorrow's race?
As ready as one can be. As ready as one can be. The thing with Comrades is that you will only know how ready you were when you finish. So, but I think all the hard work is done. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning.
And just looking around the expo center, I've seen a lot of people walking in packs, in the colors of their teams. How important, is teamwork in a race like this? Particularly thinking that people might think this is an individual sport, you should be running on your own. But how important is teamwork?
It's very important because, and I mean, you can imagine, especially for people like us who are social runners, who are not necessarily running to win, but running to finish the race, have different targets, 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, and so on and so forth. So you need that support from your teammates. You need people that will be able to carry you when you're struggling, either by conversation or song, but also, with the clubs, as you can see, a lot of people are wearing the same colors. You have your support, will be waiting for you at halfway, with your special things that you drink to loosen up, to freshen up, whatever it is. Other people change shoes, other change shirts. So you need those people around you that will be able to be there for you. And I mean, most of the time, you can see at the end, you'll see tomorrow at the end, there'll be buses that are coming through, people doing sub-turf. And that's where actually people carry, because when you're struggling, you'll have these people coming through, singing and just encouraging you to go.
Kwena, a lot of people have been, debating about the elephant in the room. That is the August date of having the Comrades. Some people are saying training during June, July is too cold, to have this race in August. Your feelings, how was it down there in the Highveld, having to prepare for something like this?
One thing that I've picked up is that the people from this side, they don't mind, right? But if for the rest of us on the outside, but personally, I struggled with my training because around June, July, it's cold in Johannesburg. It's cold, and it's almost impossible to get up. You really, really have to push yourself to get up and do a 10K, 15K. So earlier on, if it was June, by June, you're done with your training. The race is happening in June. I know, speaking to Comrades people, they're saying there's conversations that are going on to see if it's still going to be kept in August or going back to June. And I mean, even international runners have found it a little bit uncomfortable. I think the only people that it favors is the people from KwaZulu-Natal, is the people who own the race. So if they have the deciding vote, I guess we'll be back here in August.
You've got Bongu, Samtembu, and Nkosinathi Mhlakwana, who are local boys. Do you see them perhaps, being likely to win 1-2 combination?
No, absolutely. I mean, Mtembu, we know what he can do. We've seen him, what he can do. And I think he will definitely be a favorite. But don't rule out, especially some of the runners that come from outside South Africa, Lesotho runners. They are very strong when it comes to long races. You go further down to people in Limpopo. I mean, we've seen in the past the likes of Mama Bolo, Rufus Porto, and many others who have done very well, reaching either winning or top 10. So those will be the challenges. But naturally, the Mtembus of this world, they're at home. It's their home race. You have no choice but to be the favorite in your home race.
And Belachu from Ethiopia, who won the 2 Oceans earlier this year, has he positioned himself as a dark horse?
Definitely. But I think Comrades is a different kettle of fish. There's respect for the 2 Oceans, but Comrades, it's a different kettle of fish. It's completely different from 2 Oceans. I still don't think he will win it. I would love to see a South African winning it, but I mean, it's an open race.
And you personally, what times are you chasing?
I'll be finished by 5 in the evening. 1700, I'll be finished. That's what I'm saying.
We'll hold you to that. Kwena Mwabelo saying that by 5 o'clock he should be at the finish line. I'll be waiting for him there.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see with regards to that Sello, Khotso Sello, out at the Durban International Convention Center, just talking